All right. So we are working on a little test recording for a knife I'm making here. I'm using 1095 carbon steel. I apologize for the wind, apologize for the wind, apologize for the noise, but we're running a test recording here. I am trying to begin a Twitch, YouTube, all that. And basically what I want to do is I want to display my journey to becoming a blacksmith. Now, this is not the very first recorded video. One of the first recorded videos that I'm doing, a lot of trial and error. So I'm working on it. And basically, this is my journey to building Skyreach Forge. Now, the name comes from my little brother, actually came up with it. My little brother came up with the name Skyreach Forge when he found out what I wanted to do. And he felt it was very fitting. Now, for people who don't know me, which hopefully ends up being a lot of people, uh, I've spent years just working a lot of blue collar jobs. I'm a blue collar man, always have been. Always been a blue collar man, but I've always wanted to be a bladesmith. And some things happened due to issues. I cannot continue pursuing my career. A little background, but just because I can't pursue my career does not mean that I cannot pursue other things. And so I decided to pursue my dream of being a bladesmith. Now, I'm learning how to do the social media thing. I'm learning how to be a blacksmith. I'm learning a lot of stuff all at the same time. And the channel's about the journey that I'm going through to build everything up. As we can see, I've got a little single burner forge over there, an anvil. The anvil is on a makeshift stand that I just slapped together with some scrap wood, things like that. Got my hammer, and I just recently got a hold of some good steel. Now, this is not the first time firing up the forge. I have been messing with it since September 15th of 2024. And I've been learning a lot. You know, there are a lot of online, you know, there's actually a surprising amount of online presence of blacksmiths. Surprising amount. And some of them have been quite helpful in the learning process. And so I've been taking time watching their content, asking them questions when they're live, to begin to understand the processes behind being a blacksmith. Um, and this is an attempt at me doing a recording during, while I'm working on something. I'll see if I have to voice over or if I should continue to do the direct talking with the recordings, as I go through and I check things out. But, right now it's a lot of trial and error. Right now is a lot of figuring things out. It's a lot of finding my way. Essentially what it boils down to is there's a lot of finding my way going on right now. I am finding my way into this wonderful trade, wonderful profession. Now, it's a huge learning process for me, and it is something I have always been passionate about. And what gives me more drive to do this, what gives me more drive to pursue this, is the faith that my family has in me. I mean, my little brother didn't have to design the logo for me. He didn't have to, get help me start learning how to set up web pages, social media pages, or anything like that. He didn't have to do all that, but he did, and he even came up with the name himself. And that is something I greatly appreciate. Just got to keep checking my heat. But this is more of a background while I work video to kind of introduce people to who I am, what the channel's like. Might have said that earlier in the video. We're going to post this. We're going to keep this up because it's not just learning to be a bladesmith. It's learning to, do the video editing, do all these things that get incorporated into this. And so I'm just gonna have fun with all the mistakes, everything, and I love feedback. So if anybody has feedback, anybody has anything they want to tell me that I can do better, please, by all means, please do. But there's a nervousness that comes with it right now for me because I'm not used to this sort of thing. I'm a simple man, simple man. Uh, my little brother's gonna have a field day with this. Um, but I'm honestly having fun with it. Like today, I kind of just got it in my head that I wanted to take a piece of 1095 carbon steel. Let's talk about what I'm working on. I wanted to take a piece of 1095 carbon steel that I had lying around, and I wanted to cut it in half and begin a small knife project. One moment. See, now I find myself needing to figure out what I did last time to get this to move the way I had it moving before. Because I started working with the 1095 here recently and moved a lot better than the scrap metal I was working with. A500, things like that. A lot of industrial stuff. But right now, my little project is to make a smaller knife, um, basically 6-inch piece. Took a piece of 1095, cut it in half, and not very thick, and just work from there. See what kind of a smaller knife I can make. And this is my video documentation of my progression through these steps on trying something a little smaller. And I haven't even begun with the quenching process, which partly what this knife serves as is a way to test the heat treat, test the quench, really develop my skill within this. And so I am I am doing my best to work on it and develop. Ooh, there we go. That moved a lot better than it did. Okay. And now that I am beginning to record, I'm also starting to realize how loud my Android is. That's okay. That's what this process is all about. Mm, terrible thing to have in a video. I'm trying to clear my sinuses. But all in all, I'm working on a smaller piece to test the knowledge that I have ascertained from online sources, uh, just general research, as well as watching other creators in the trade. Um, and it's something that I'm going to have to develop. I understand that I'm going to have to refine it in a way that works for me, that fits me. And so I know it's going to be a lot of work. I know it's going to be tough. And this is kind of why I'm kind of taking the advice I've received, which is, you know, document, post, record the journey of the beginnings. You know, like my little brother likes to say, it's a very humble beginning. I mean, I'm doing this outside on my porch, open air. You know, I am following safety guidelines. I do know a thing or two about propane, things of that nature. But this is my start. And I understand the advice I was given because me trying to find a way to start was so difficult online. You know, looking through videos, things like that. One moment. Let's get to the hammering. But yeah, starting off for me, trying to find ways to learn how to begin this journey was very difficult. Because there were so many established smiths on, every platform that they could give advice on how to start and reminisce about how they started, but there was nothing to really watch to see how they began on their own. Now, there are plenty of Smiths who began through apprenticeships. Understandable, they don't have that recorded. But as far as the Smiths who started on their own, and I figured that was something that I was looking for, that is something that I wanted to see. So I figured, why not do the same? So I'm going to record and post everything, the entire learning process of becoming a bladesmith, content creator, all that. I've never done anything like this before. And I'm I'm definitely going to do what I was advised to do by my brother and just have fun with it. Have fun, have a good time, and enjoy myself. Now, he's been doing this for a little while. He has gaming channels. He's also got a golf channel. I highly recommend going and checking out Blue Collar Golf. He is a great content creator so far, and he's come so far in so little time. And he's funny. He's my brother, and I definitely want to show him the love and support he deserves on this channel because if it wasn't for him, I would have never began this. And I owe him the greatest gratitude because he especially believes in me. So right now, what I'm going to do with this a little bit of is I'm going to start trying to draw this out. Started making the end. So now, time to start drawing this out a little bit. Ah, and I'm kind of, this is just kind of a random project I decided to do on my own. So there is no real set dimensions or anything for this project. It is just something I randomly decided to do. So I'm kind of just playing it by ear, having fun with it. But yeah, blue collar golf is the reason why I started this. Um, Eventually, I will stop being so scattered brained. Will try to plot out a course in the videos. Um, like as far as topics of conversation and things I want to say. Eventually, I will be live streaming to be able to bring the content live feed directly to people so that way they can see that, you know, they can get as real of a feel as possible. So they know, like, there is no cutting out how scatterbrained I could be or goofy or whatever when I have those moments. But, you know, the lives are definitely for people to just hang out, follow along, ask questions, or if any Smiths end up joining the lives, feel free to give me pointers, advice. I love it. I love the criticisms. I take criticism very well. when people are coming from a place of distilling knowledge, you know. So the lives are definitely, hopefully, going to be a great place to be. So anybody who wants to get into the craft, anybody who is in the craft, can come, hang out, exchange information, exchange knowledge, share ideas, or just kind of cut up. That's the idea of it. So, like right now, I am beginning to draw this piece of steel out. I have begun drawing this piece of steel out to bring it along, make it a bit longer. Uh, Probably just gonna be a little veggie knife, honestly. I figured I'd start something simple. So yeah, I figured I'd start off something simple, something easy. Kind of just get something moving along here. I am gonna draw it out. Probably should have started with that part. But this is why this is a learning experience and a learning channel. The idea is to make mistakes, learn from them, and become better. But we will cut back into this some other time. Um, I may do a continuation on this because I've already been going for yammering on for about 25 minutes. So I may do a continuation on this knife of just recordings and things of that nature. There will be definite updates on it. Um, I also may just go ahead and just begin recording other projects that other people have asked me for. So that's the relative idea of where I'm trying to go with my channel. But I do want to say to anybody who stopped on in, watched the video, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming by, and welcome to Skyreach Forge.